As an artist, what I see my role is to really help us shift into a new way of relating to our landscape, to the land we're on. I really invite you to think about everything you've done this year, everything you've gathered, everything you've learned, all the ways which you have grown as a human being. To me, that feels absolutely essential, because once we start seeing the world around us as alive, as sentient, as some ones that need consideration, that have opinions, once we start tuning into other bodies, not just our own human bodies, what if we all treated plants like we do our favorite dogs? Imagine. I really would love us to connect to these beautiful, beautiful lime trees in this park. I think we would completely change the way our landscape works if we'd done that as a cultural shift. I think it would be really significant, and cities would be planned differently. The way we structure our time, what is important to us, our values would shift, and that's how I see my role as an artist. I really love us to be in a space of playfulness and creativity together, and curiosity. This is how I contribute to social change. It feels like important work, and imagination and creativity are absolutely vital to that process, because without imagining new worlds and practicing them through our body, we can't bring them to reality. I'd like for us in contemporary modernity to engage with nature. A lot of what I do is very much rooted in indigenous knowledge. My name is Alisa Ruzavina, and I'm a socially engaged artist who works a lot with ecology and creating opportunities for us to find belonging on urban lands. Kinship is all about family ties. I'm really interested in ecological kinship, which is about really finding family in nature. These are persons. They might not be humans, but they are persons. And what we're doing here today is a creative walk called Reservoirs of Replenishment. And we're currently on Walthamstow Marshes, moving towards Walthamstow wetlands. And this is an experiment in using creative ways of approaching nature and connecting to nature, really thinking about embodiment, how our bodies are in nature, and how other beings are as alive and sentient and needs our considerations. I think these trees are pretty friendly. I think they might give you a yes. But I'd just love you to all find a tree and for 5 minutes, say hello, ask for consent in the way that makes sense to you, maybe based on what I said, or in your own way, and see what it wants to say to you. So today is the first day officially of autumn. Traditionally, it's been a time of harvest, and I really would like this for you to be also a time of your harvest. Let's just take time to celebrate what we have harvested for ourselves. I do loads of things as an artist. I think for me it doesn't really matter what medium I use. For me it's really about trying to find ways how we urban people can find ways to be of the land in this quite busy context. And this is actually very precious for me because I live on the marsh and my studio's in Walthamstow Marsh. So this feels like a really precious, intimate space for me. This is very much the territory that I work with, that I practice on. Go with the flow. You know, this is what creativity does. It helps us to expand our networks of awareness and our capacities. Most of it is about engaging with public civic space and nature, and how we find community with the more than human world and the human community. So really try to soak it in whatever way that makes sense to you. Soak it in, guys, for really seeing things. And let's ask them to see things deeper. Let's just be on their wavelength for a second. And to wander is to actually just allow yourself to explore. So this event specifically is part of William Morris Design Line, which is created by the cultural team of Waltham Forest Council. And it's only us, and we're all going to frolic, so no shame. Beautiful asters right there. And they were with us when we were walking with our ancestors on the bridge. How do we manifest love on earth? That's about us, and that's about how we show up in our everyday life, in our everyday interactions. And what's important is not just how we interact with humans, but how we interact with the rest of the world and other creatures. It's wonderful because it's filled with a lot of workshops, open studios, just amazing creative events. There are so many creatives in this area, and to really see what people are up to and to really get to exchange. At the temple in the forest, I just love, look at this. This is what you can do. Like, these people did not have to do this. They're just running their Vietnamese takeout, and they've actually created a sanctuary in the middle of an industrial estate. And these weeds that we see are my great friends, and I just would love to read you a poem right now. So, perhaps I am but a weed sprouting through the cracks of this asphalt, heavily trod city street, a weed to sprout up, force its way through to reckoning despite man's decision to put a sidewalk here, to direct the way we walk this earth. I am the beautiful weed that sprouts multicolored flowers upon its back and a few thorns, the weed that will entangle myself about all I encounter. My roots are deep down in this man-made concrete smothered soil. They shiver with anticipation. You may call me monster, but I only wish to see, to feel, and bask in the sun as much as you. Imagining, feeling that we are holding a loved one and that we're sending it love. That's all I want us to do. And, you know, thinking about manifesting love on earth. Oh, a hammock. Okay.
Hammock, okay.
Wow. Whoa. Does anybody want to wash up a hammock? Like, everything here in this walk is an invitation and up to your own personal interpretation. But for me, it is being quite aware that my feet are touching the earth and that my feet are kissing the earth. We are also this vastness. So I really want us all to stand, not on the edge because they told me off to stand on the edge. I really hope we can all step into our light. We are all already shining, but the more of us fully step into our light, the more we support manifesting love on earth. So it really links us back to this idea of kinship and feeling kin, that we're kin with nature beings. I'll be waiting for you there. And spread, like occupy this space.